Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Skyla. I run Doodle Noodle Creates, which is a small crochet business. I normally take you guys along for craft shows and market day videos, and today we are at a craft show. You might be wondering why I'm dressed like Shrek. It's a very interesting story. It's a spooky craft show today. It's my last one. I have like bug nails. I was gonna make little onion earrings, but I didn't have time, so I'm Shrek. I don't think any other adult is dressed up. That's okay, I'm just cool. So I already have all my stuff inside. So this is an indoor-outdoor event. I did pay the extra money to be inside because it's October and I have had some very bad October weather days. So I paid the extra money to be inside, and honestly, I'm kind of regretting it because I paid double the amount as the outside people, and it's a beautiful day out, and I think inside is what people are going to look at last, and I am like the last booth inside. So not only am I like the last section, which is inside, and then I'm the last booth. So I hope that doesn't affect today. I am already having like a couple doubts about this event because I didn't realize you had to pay to get in. Like, people that are coming in to like shop and get trick-or-treating done, like, you have to pay $5 at the door. So I didn't realize that, so I'm hoping people are still gonna come and want to shop, because like, you gotta think, a family of 4, that's like already $20 just to get in. So sorry if this is like shaky. I'm trying to balance it on my steering wheel. But I have all my stuff in there. It is 10:53. Oh my goodness. It's 10:53. So this doesn't start until 1, but they wanted everyone here at 10:30. So very early, I think. Sorry if I'm like looking around. There's like people. There's people and I'm talking to myself. So, all right, I'm gonna head in and probably get some setting up done, and I'm hopefully gonna record that for you guys. So let's go. Hi guys, so I'm gonna give you an update out here just because my vendor neighbor is really close to me and I don't want to be like talking into the camera in her ear. We are about halfway through. Oh, I think the band's gonna start. We're about halfway through. I've only made $75. So I guess my fears were right. It has not been very profitable. A lot of people are coming in for the candy. I do think that paying at the door to get in is inhibiting people from buying things, just because you have to pay $5 to get in. Who has more money to just spend on everything else? So I've sold claw game a couple times. I did have my little ghosties in there, but I had to take them out and put the whales in because the ghosties were too heavy, I guess. So they're too heavy for the claw, so I'm very sad about that. So I have them sitting on top. But yeah, it's been pretty dead. Like, I've just been crocheting. I crocheted 2 octopus guys, and I'm working on a sunflower cow now, so I might film some of that. I'm sorry that there's really nothing for me to show you guys. I can flip the camera and show you the outside event, but I am the very last booth. So people check in over here, they go through all of this, and then they come inside, and then they walk all the way over, and then they see me. I'm the last booth. So I'll like pan the event for you. Hi guys, welcome back to my house. It's been 2 days since the event. The event was on Saturday. It's now Monday. So I just wanted to go over this event. spoiler, it was by far the worst event I have done thus far. So let's go into the details. There's not many. So the fee for this event was $40. So outside people only paid $20 to be there, inside people paid $40. And with that, we got our own table and chairs, so we didn't have to like lug all our stuff there. Outside people had to bring their canopies, their tables, their chairs, you know, the whole setup. So that was one reason why we did have to pay more. Another reason was weather. So if we did have bad weather, the event was rain or shine. So inside people were protected from the elements, outside people were not. So that's another reason that we had to pay more. I chose inside because I've done an outside event before mid-October and it was so cold and windy. It was so bad. It was like 40 degrees, I think. It was really, really bad. So that's why I just paid the extra money and I wanted to be inside. Now, looking back on it, it was not the best decision because the weather was perfect. It was 75 degrees, no rain, the sun was out, it was gorgeous out, and here I was stuck inside. So I paid $40 for the fee to be there, and we did have trick-or-treating, so I paid another $20 for the candy for the trick-or-treaters. Candy is expensive. I was not aware that the candy at the store would be that pricey for candy. So I signed up for the trick-or-treating not knowing that candy was literally $20 a bag. So that's $60 right there just to be there because I unfortunately did not realize that candy was so expensive. I know for next time now. And then I did get lunch there. It was $7. I didn't take a video of it, but if you guys have seen my other videos where the Hawaiian food truck is there, I always get their food. I got their spam bowl, which is just spam with aloha sauce, which is kind of like a sweet teriyaki over top of rice. It's very, very good. So with all of that, my profit, so I made $75, but minusing out all of my fees, the candy, and my lunch, I made a grand total of $8. Yay, $8. And you know, I've had my fair share of bad events, but this one, it stung a little bit more because I had signed up for this event and paid before I knew that my aunt's baby shower was going to be this day and my nephew's birthday party. So not only did I go to this event all day and come home with $8, I missed out on family events for this event. And it's not like I've never missed out on family events before because I booked a craft show before I knew about the event, but those usually are worth it. Like, my family supports me in my craft shows and they 100% understand when I have something booked already and paid. I can't just take that back. Usually there's a no refund policy on craft shows. So they're supportive, they understand when I can't be there at things, and they try to tell me ahead of time when events are gonna be planned so I can be there and not book craft shows those days. But this was one of those times where I found out after the fact that I already booked the craft show and paid them. So it just hurt a little bit more that not only did I miss out on these events, but I missed out on these events for $8. $8 in profit. So if it would have been like, my goal was $100, and for my craft show stuff, that's usually like the bare minimum for me to want to attend the event again is $100. So if I make $100 at your event, I'll attend again. Like, it depends on how long it was, what kind of foot traffic there was, but if I make $100, I'm more likely to attend again than if not. So for me, $100 is the bare minimum for me to even think about coming back. This, it hurts so bad that not only did I miss out on these events, but I feel like it wasn't for a good reason. Like, I didn't make what I wanted to make. This event wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And granted, it was their first year of doing it, and it was, for me, it 100% was just definitely based on where I was in the event. So let's go on to the foot traffic and where I was placed and why that made such a big impact on my sales. So the foot traffic for this event,
It started, you pull in, you drive back, and you park your car, and then you walk up and there is a stand for you to pay outside. First of all, when I signed up for this event, I did not realize it was going to be a paid event. I didn't realize until about 2 weeks from the craft show that this was going to be a $5 fee to get into the event, which I tend to stay away from because I'm not sure if it was $5 per person or $5 per car, but still a $5 fee to get in already incentivizes customers not to spend any more money once they get in there, especially since my area right now, we are one of the more poorer rural areas, so $5 might not seem like a lot to many people, but right now we are struggling here. $5 is dinner or no dinner. So just trying to have like a fun event for your kids when you're struggling, and $5 at the door can sometimes just make or break it for people. So I didn't realize that it was a paid event when I signed up. I didn't realize until about 2 weeks out, and at that point I can't back out because that might blacklist me. It's just really, really not good for the event coordinators. I just wish it would have been advertised better that it was a paid event, because if I didn't know that it was a paid event, I kept tracking their Facebook page. How many people got to the door and they didn't realize it was a paid event either? So that was one thing that I feel like impacted the sales, was it was a paid event to get in. So you would pay at this table outside, and then you would walk all the way through. There were these rows of outdoor vendors. There was about 40 outside, I believe, because they said it was 50 vendors, and then there was 13 of us inside and one didn't show, so there was 12. So about 40, 38-ish vendors outside. So you would go through all the vendors outside. There were a couple crochet vendors out there. One of them who I see at quite a few events, I did go out and talk with her after, so I will include that in here and what we discussed. So you had to go through all of the other outdoor vendors, and then you walk around and you come inside. But so the entrance to inside is over here. I was the very last table on this end. So then you have to walk all the way through the indoors, get to my table, and then leave. So I was the last booth that people were seeing at this event. And at this point, the kids are ready to go home. The parents are crabby. They've already spent all of the money they brought with them. Most of the kids, I had my trick-or-treat bucket. Most of the kids didn't even look at my trick-or-treat bucket. Even when I called them over, like, hey, I have candy, they were just ready to go out the door. It was a little bit hot for them in their costumes. 75 degrees might seem a little cooler depending on where you live, but 75 degrees for us here with no like clouds covering the sun, it's hot. So with them wearing their full decked out costumes and them being outside booth to booth trick-or-treating and then finally getting inside, they're ready to go. They were hot, they were just ready to go home. So even my candy, like the kids that did come up and get candy, they were just like, candy bye, which I felt bad because these kids definitely were just overstimulated, ready to go home. But that's why I definitely think I did not do well, because all the kids that got to my booth, they were just ready to go. They were ready to go. The parents were ready to go. So I wasn't being given customers that are enjoying the event and ready to support local artists and have fun. I got customers at my booth that were done with the day, ready to go home, take a nap, get ready for bed. So I definitely think that, I know for a fact that that impacted my sales. So I said that I went out and talked to the other crochet vendor outside. I packed up at 5 o'clock. So the event was originally supposed to end at 5, and then a little bit later they extended it till 6:30. I was still leaving at 5, as was many of the other vendors. So I packed up at 5, and then I went outside to the other crocheter and we talked. I asked her how she did outside. She said, I did pretty well. And she told me her total. I'm not going to say it on here. It's not anyone else's business. But she told me her total. And I told her my $75 and then the fee and the candy and the lunch, so $8, which was a stark difference from her amount that she made. So I 100% think if I would have gotten an outside spot, if I wouldn't have been the last booth, I would have made a decent profit. Now, is this an event that I'm willing to try those things for next year? Honestly, probably not. Right now, I'm kind of torn between trying all these new small events, and these small events that are new to me have been the hardest hitting for not being what I thought they were going to be. And that is what hurts me the most as like an artist, is when I go, I take the time, I set up, I prep, I get ready, and then it's a letdown time and time and time again. So I think from now on, I'm only going to do the bigger events that I know are like tried and true, where I can go and it's worth my time. I meet new people in the community, things like that, because these little events that aren't tested and known to be good, I don't want to say a waste of my time, because I go and I meet people and I do usually have fun, but at what cost? I took my whole day, I took time off work to go to this event, I missed family stuff for $8 profit, and that's not worth it to me. So I'm definitely gonna have to look at the events in my area and decide which big events I'm going to be doing. I have a few in my mind right now, but I can't even give you best sellers and worst sellers, because there really was no sellers. Like, the claw game was played a couple times. I sold one ghost face, which I was happy about. That's pretty much it. I sold a Mothman. Not really anything I can tell you, unfortunately. It was just nothing happened, really nothing. I just sat there and crocheted the whole time and talked to my vendor neighbor who sold sourdough food. So that's pretty much it. I'm really sorry that the market day videos I'm making for you guys are just letdown after letdown. So right now we're 2 for 2 on not very eventful market days. Hopefully the next one is going to be better. This one that's coming up I have been to before. It's at a high school. I've gone the past 3 years in a row, I believe. So hopefully it's good. I'm crossing my fingers, because it's a little sad. It's a little sad. And I did come home and I did have like a heart-to-heart with my husband about, what's the point? I was really discouraged when I came home that day. What's the point? Why am I doing this? Am I wasting my time? I had to be reassured, and events like this make me feel that way for multiple reasons. And it really sucks when I do feel that way, because the whole point is to have fun and share my art with the world, and hopefully just bring a little bit of kindness into someone's day. And sometimes that gets overshadowed by the time, the money, the traveling, setting everything up. Sometimes that just overshadows the big picture, and I hate for it to be that way, but they are factors into how my business runs, unfortunately. So take everything I say today with a grain of salt. My experience might not be the same as everyone else's. I know plenty of people that did fantastic at this event. I think I was just given a bad hand where I was placed, but someone has to be placed there. There was no way around it. If they have people inside, someone has to be placed last, and it was just unfortunately me. So it happens sometimes. This one just hurt extra because, like I said, the family events, and I know the other crocheter outside, she did very well for what I did, so it just hurt. It stung a little bit more, just rubbing salt in my wound. So don't let this discourage you from trying out having a crochet business, but just try to be a little realistic about it. Not every event is going to be hundreds of dollars, $1,000. That is not going to be the case every single time, and that's okay. I'm gonna pick myself up, I'm gonna crochet some more, and I'm going to go to my next craft show with an open, happy heart, and hopefully I'll see something different. And I always tell everybody when I have a bad craft show, that just means that I have more stock to bring to my next market. So my wrists don't have to work as hard. So trying to keep that just a little bit like a good thought, even though I'm kind of struggling with it right now. I won't have to work as hard for the next one, so that's a little plus mark in everything that went on. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming and sitting down with me and just talking about the nitty-gritty. of what happens behind the scenes of a crochet business. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but we try over here to keep it sunshine and rainbows. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hopefully you guys can stay around for the next video. I appreciate you all so much. All right, thank you, bye.